Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. And it's Father's Day, guys. Happy Father's Day to every great father out there that's in their kid's life. And, you know, whether you're with the child's mother or not, your obligation is to take care of your kids first, period. I don't care what the situation is. You need to take care of your kids. I had a great day with my son today. I just dropped him off back to his mom. And but yeah, like, you know, I had a good time with him. You know, we played all day and I fed him and he slept on my chest, and it was a good thing. Like, I miss my baby. I love my baby. Love my son. But me personally, I just don't know how you could bring a child in this world and not want to be a part of their life. That part I don't understand. But apparently there's some people that are like that. But shout out to those that are in their child's life making a difference, because again, kids need their fathers. You know what I mean? Mothers are always important, but especially little boys, they need their fathers. Girls need their dads too, but boys need their dads because they need to know how to become a man, and, you know, and they have to know how to live life and do the right things and things of that nature. So, you know, they always say it takes a village to raise a child, and that much is true. But we got some news that happened today. Dak Prescott signed his, well, he will be signing his franchise tag, not the actual contract. You know, everybody was like, oh my God, is he going to get a contract? No, it's the franchise tag. He's finally going to sign it. He's supposed to sign it tomorrow, Monday morning. Ink on the paper. I think it's $31.4 million a year. So you look at what he's making on the franchise tag, right? So we could talk about this. You look at what he's going to be making on the franchise tag for the year, $31.4 million. Now, there's a lot of different stipulations going on right now, like with the coronavirus and us not knowing if the salary cap is going to keep rising next year, whether we're going to have a season. And I'll talk about all that on this channel today. Now, Dak Prescott, you know, there's been argument about what he's worth, this and that. I told you guys many times before, I try to stay out of that what a guy deserves crap, because as a grown man, I'm not about to tell another grown man what the hell he's worth. Period. I'm not about to do that. You know what I mean? Like, my whole thing is this. I don't want nobody coming to my job telling me, oh, y'all, E2 ain't worth that, y'all. You might want to pay him a couple of dollars less an hour. Like, come on now. Really? We're not doing that. Now, what I will say is that you look at the quarterback market, right? You got Russell Wilson making 35. You got Ben Roethlisberger making 34. You got Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, and Jared Goff all making 33-something mil. Those are the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Now, you can have the argument to say that Dak Prescott is at least better than two of those on that list. That is Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins. We know Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. We know that Russell Wilson is a good quarterback. Now, if you look at Russell Wilson's game, you look at Dak Prescott's game, you look at their numbers in their first 4 years. If you take both of their first 4 years and you put them together, and it's like, the numbers are kind of similar. Now, only the difference is Russell Wilson does have a Super Bowl. Yes, he does. But we also know that football is the ultimate team sport. It takes more than just a quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Championships are won in the trenches, offensive and defensive lines. If your offensive and defensive lines ain't right, I don't know what to tell you. So, my thing is this. He makes his $31.4 million this year. That's cool, but the caveat to that is, what if he had balls out this year? We know that he almost threw for 5,000 yards. We know that he probably won't throw for that many yards because this team is probably going to be more balanced next year. We got a new coaching staff. We don't know exactly how they're going to run this offense. Now, we do know that he has some more weapons to work with. We do know that we're going to see a healthy slate of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. We know that they're actually going to be using a fullback. So those numbers could change. They can go higher or they can go lower. But they can go lower, but the production value might go higher as far as like his touchdowns might get higher. Instead of 21 or 30 some odd touchdowns or 32 some odd touchdowns, it could be close to 40 something touchdowns. Who knows? But, and that's including if they go to the playoffs. Now, the good thing about him signing his franchise tag would be this. For tomorrow, I look at it like this. If he signs the contract, right, it guarantees him to have to be there. He's obligated to go to training camp. He has to go to training camp. He has to be there with the team. That's great. We've been looking for that. Now, it will behoove the Dallas Cowboys to get him a long-term deal. They can still see, even though he signed a franchise tag, that basically just puts him contractually with the Cowboys. So we know that he can't go nowhere else because he's with the team, on the team, with the actual contract. They can still, even though he signs that contract, he can franchise tag, they can still give him a long-term deal by the deadline on July 15th. They can still do that. They can still do that. Now, whether they are going to do that is the question. Now, I already said that because of this COVID-19, we don't know how the football season is going to look. We don't know if we're going to have a full-fledged season like we normally do with all the fans in the stand present. If we have a year where we don't have fans there, that salary cap is going to go lower next year. It's not going to be the same as what it is right now. It's just not. So, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Because in the long run, we don't know what the future is going to hold. We really don't know. We don't know. We can sit here and speculate all day like, hey, you know, and that's what I wanted to talk about on the second part of this video. Now, we look at Dak Prescott as a whole. We know what he can do for this team, right? We know his value. I know some of you guys want Jamal Adams, but that's not in the Cowboys slate right now. The Cowboys ain't really paying attention to Jamal Adams. Now, they're still working on Dak Prescott. You know, like I said, just because he signs his franchise tag, we're still not out of the woods yet. He still needs to get his contract. And the hard part about it is, we don't know what's going to happen next year. It's going to be teams that, if that salary cap gets lower next year, if it goes down 30 mil, 20 mil, these teams are going to have to gut their roster. They're going to have to gut it. It's going to be like the movie The Replacements. They're going to have to just get some random people and just pay them like you would the XFL. They'll be making six figures instead of just millions of dollars. You know what I mean? So, I look at it like this. Shit, if they did do that, I would come and play. I would play linebacker. I would. You give me six figure, that's more than what I'm making right now. So I'll play. Shit, I got. Give me some training camp. I'll get out there. I'll get out there and hit somebody. I used to hit hard, so you know it is what it is. But you look at these guys' contracts. These teams gonna have to gut. The Eagles, they're gonna be negative $50 million in debt. The Eagles, guys. So count your blessings what we got over here with the Cowboys. Now, that's the biggest thing. Like, they have to worry about how Dak Prescott's his second year of his contract, if they give him a long-term contract, how that's going to be set up. So it's a lot to think about, guys. You got to look at this from a business point of view. Everybody's looking at it like, oh, the Cowboys don't care about Dak Prescott. They don't want to sign him because he's black. I don't want to hear all that, because none of that is true. All this has to do with the timing. It has to do with what his agent wants, what the Cowboys want, and what the hell COVID-19 brought in that nobody can control right now. So think of that. Now, as we talk about COVID-19 and how this affects the season, the question is, will we have a season? And if we do have a season, will the fans be in the stands? And if the fans are going to be in the stands, is the money going to be enough to keep stagnant, for the contracts to be signed for further purposes? Are we going to have a salary cap that raises next year? These are the questions. Are these players going to all get sick? Well, one thing is for sure. If they do have a season, these injuries are going to ramp the hell up because they haven't had a great offseason. These players are not practicing with each other because of COVID-19, because they can't. It's going to be a lot of soft tissue injuries. It's going to be some broken ankles, some legs. There's going to be some hyperextensions. It's going to be some groin pulls. It's going to be a lot of random-ass injuries. So, which I'm glad that they're raising the roster limit. But they're going to have to, you might as well, this year, what they need to do is allow all 90 players that they picked right now to stay on the roster. If they can do that just for this season, to allow all 90 players, I think that they should do that. Because you're going to need everybody all on deck. Think about it. If you got, say if they keep it at 53 or 55 players, another team's going to have the advantage if they have a little bit more healthier players than the other team. Because you're going to have to go and get these players off the street anyway. So you might as well keep the 90-man roster just for this year because of COVID. Because of it. Because you're going to lose players in injuries. It's going to happen. That is without a doubt going to happen. So to counteract that, make sure you got the players on the field that you need. Hell, you might need to keep 2 kickers. We talk about Greg Zuerlein versus Kai Forbath. Hell, you might need to keep both of these kickers on the roster. You got 2 good kickers. Don't get rid of, keep them. Because if one gets a groin tear, you got another kicker right there that's just as good to kick that ball through the uprights. I'm just saying. That's just the way I feel about it. And, you know, I know we're all excited about football, but it's going to be sloppy as hell. These first 4 games at least. Especially for a team like Dallas Cowboys with a new coach, because everything is different. So they have to learn a new system. They got to learn their new teammates. It's a lot going on. So the teams that don't really have many changes this year and don't have new coaches, they're going to have a slight advantage over teams like the Cowboys that have new coaches. Teams like the Redskins that have new coaches. Teams like the Giants that have new coaches. It's just the way it is right now. So, just put that in perspective, guys. I just wanted to throw that in your ear, right? And as we talk about this season and like, okay, so what's going to happen? What are we going to do? Now, I'd just be happy to watch football again. But it's going to be some sloppy play. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that right now. Dr. Fauci said that he doesn't think that we should have an NFL season. Of course, the NFL execs, they're like, nah, bro, don't be coming over here trying to cut our money. Because, look, the NFL ain't trying to lose that money. They are trying to play football. They're trying to play football the best way that they can. If they can get around anything, they are going to try to play this game. That's pretty much how it's going to work. Now, that's what Dr. Fauci says. Then Donald Trump says, oh, you know what? Forget what he said. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care what he says. Idiot. Anyway, I'm not gonna get in that. I don't even know why you mentioned that. Just forget I said that. But anyway, Dr. Fauci don't want us to have a season because of health concerns. But I'm like, it's really an oxymoron, like Mark said, because they're gonna get injured and something's gonna happen anyway, so it doesn't matter. You can clean the locker room as much as you can. You can clean the equipment the best way you can. I mean, it's kind of hard to play football and social distance. It can't happen. So, it is what it is. Now, I saw on Twitter, and me and Mark was talking about that too the other day, that, like, you know, if you change the helmets, and somebody did come with a helmet design, it was like out of all the teams, they picked the Bears, and they made the helmet with almost like a face mask on the front of it. But to do that, you would have to have an area where air could come in. It has to be able to breathe. So maybe they could put vents in it where air could come in so they could breathe, or some type of respiratory thing that they could put like a mouthpiece guard with a that doubles as a oxygen thing. I don't know. But if you do helmets like that, that can help. Only problem is they won't be able to take their helmets off the field. Even when they're on the sideline, they just sitting there with their helmets on looking stupid like. Because, you know, when the players on the sideline, they take them helmets off. And you think about it, the players be spitting on the sideline and stuff like that. So you look at all that bodily fluid and functions, like, on the field. And when you look at the game, you're like, oh, ooh, you know, somebody going to get the virus. But it is what it is. That's all I had. Let me know what you guys think about the Dak Prescott signing his franchise tag. And I know that, you know, if they decide to give him a contract July 15th, that's good. But this is just right now to make sure that he is obligated to come to training camp. That's the best way I could tell you. But that's all I have for right now. Thanks again, all my subscribers. Appreciate your loyalty, guys. I love y'all. I really do. If you're new to the channel, come on now. Hit that subscribe button. And I don't know what it is. I guess it's because the off season. My numbers are like hella low. Like, I'm like, dang, y'all don't love me no more. I don't even get 500 views no more. It's crazy. Like, it's dead out here in these streets. I thought everybody was out the house. I thought, you know, you guys would be, you know, y'all don't love me too. Y'all don't love me. But it's all good, though. I understand it's off season. But I appreciate the support that I do get from you guys. Because, in my opinion, quality is better than quantity anyway. That's just how I feel about it. But anyway, it's your boy E2 Blue. Always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.